Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Collaboration Station. And today we're going to talk about a new booking feature from VIPKid, and I've been calling it Monthly Reservations. I think that's what they called it in my email. So we're going to talk about monthly reservations today and time changes. So there are always lots of questions about time changes, and when I first got started, I'm like, well, how can there be this many questions? But then as I was trying to understand bookings, I understood why there were questions about it. So we're going to talk about that today and hopefully help out some new teachers that might need a little bit of help. So, hello, ladies. Thanks for joining me.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Good. So, what are you guys up to today? Anything fun, exciting?
It's Monday. Kids are doing schoolwork and we're home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always home.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready. We're gonna go to Disney at the end of this week. So just kind of, working. It's a Monday. Everybody's still doing school, but
Mhm.
getting ready and packing and planning for that. So excited.
Like Disney in Florida?
Yes.
Man, we should meet sometimes. That's only
Yeah.
a few hours from my house.
Oh, really?
Well, I think it ends up being 5 from point A to point B. Yeah. But I drive that all the time.
Oh, wow. So it's about I think it's about 7.5 hour drive for us to Disney, but we do it a lot. So
Oh. I think when all this is over, we should all meet in Disney.
yes.
I want to go. I've never been to Disney in Florida. I've
Yes.
always wanted to go.
But see, I
Yeah.
want to go in California. Never been to
I
the one
know.
in California.
Hey,
So
I'll go there too. I've been
California one's
to
fun.
Florida. I've been to Tokyo Disney, Paris Disney. So now I need to go to Hong Kong, California, and I think there's one more, right?
Shanghai,
And Shanghai.
I've been to that
Oh.
one.
Is
So
Hong Kong one, or did I just make that up?
no, Hong Kong's one.
Oh, okay. I thought so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, super fun. All right, guys, what do you feel like starting with? Should we talk about the reservations or should we talk about time changes?
Let's do time change first.
I agree. Time change first.
I think so too. I was trying to see how many people are on too. I think we have a couple of viewers here. I think starting with time changes is a good idea. So, what have you guys seen in the Facebook groups that have been a problem with time changes? Why do you think people have a hard time?
I think, especially if you're new, you've never worked through a time change, it
Hmm.
seems a little confusing. And then you have all these veteran teachers who are just like, well, it's going to automatically do that on your page. You're just going to automatically see
Right,
it. But unless you are specifically looking for that, like, when those priority bookings come in, you
right.
might not notice that your 7:30 class is now all of a sudden going to be 6:30 for you,
Hmm.
right? And this is the time of year where it matters. Because
Hmm.
in the spring, if you get up an hour early for your class, it doesn't really, you're not going to miss it. You're just going to be sitting in front of your computer for an hour, right? But this time, if you book a class, for an hour earlier and you don't get up that hour earlier, it's going, teacher no show. So, yeah.
No. And we want
So,
to avoid those.
yeah. So I try to always tell people, look at the timing because it will say your time on the priority
Hmm.
bookings. And then also in your portal, it will be your time. Like you'll kind of
Right.
notice some like two time slots are blocked out and then the time
Hmm.
changes. And so it's going to be, it's going to look correct. But on this week, the week that booked last night, today for VIPKid, it's like the first part of the week is the time we're on now. And then Sunday all of a sudden is the new time. So you
Right.
just I think you just have to look at it. It is all there for you, but you just kind of have to be aware, pay attention to those
Right.
times that are coming through.
And do you think it would be helpful to show it? Why don't we show it? I have my
Oh,
page up already.
awesome.
Oh, that was weird. I just had a number 2 pop up.
And I think
Okay.
what's confusing too is that the kids' time doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
So their time, they don't have daylight savings time where their hour goes back or forward throughout 2 times a year like we do. So
Mm-hmm.
Right.
their time doesn't change, but we move. So
Right.
it would be a lot easier if we just all moved and like then it would be much simpler and then we wouldn't have to stress
Right.
out about this. But certainly the kids' time doesn't change. So they will still attend class at 7 p.m. BJT time and their
Hmm.
time, though that may be not our same time in our time, where our
Right.
time zone is.
Right.
So
Did I
people
just?
always talk about like telling your students um, the time change is coming, but I never really mention anything about the time change because they don't do that. This doesn't really
Right.
affect their lives. So I put it in terms of like my schedule is changing,
Hmm.
right?
The only thing I could say about that is if you were telling them that you weren't teaching them anymore at that time, or unless they wanted to move it an hour ahead, to make it the
Mhm.
same time as yours.
True.
But yeah. Okay, so here's my bookings. And Melissa was talking about how it's grayed out here. And that is for the time change there. Do you guys want to say anything about this page here? I
Just
think
pay
it's pretty.
Right.
attention. Just pay attention on this week, the weekend that this is. Just make
Hmm.
sure you look at the time so you get there at the right time.
Right. So
So
this,
I was going to say, I do message my parents because when the time change comes, I drastically change my schedule. So
mm,
because I am in California in Pacific Coast time, my teaching hours go from 4 to 6 a.m. to 3 to 5 a.m. Well, goodness gracious, golly molly, I am not going to teach 7 days a week at 2:45 wake up times. Like this is not going to happen.
yeah.
So I sent my parents this message. I'm working on my feedback this week. It looks like this. It basically says teachers' time change. And when I communicate with the parents, I tell it to them in BJT time. So even though my time schedule,
Hmm.
I'm getting up at 3:30 in the morning, I'm not telling them my classes are at 3:30. I say teacher schedule changes. Now I will teach Tuesdays
Hmm.
and Fridays at 6:30 p.m., 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m., 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m.
Oh
And then
wow.
I am teaching on Saturdays at 8:30 a.m., 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m., etc. So anyways, I communicate with parents. I tell them this starts in November. This is BJT and I did this last year too.
Hmm.
So my
Hmm.
parents know the bad time with teacher Amanda is coming.
Yeah.
Because all November, December, January, February last year, I only woke up 2 mornings a week. So I squished my whole schedule to be
Mm,
Tuesday and Thursday. So if they want classes for me with me, I was
yeah.
teaching much earlier. I was doing a block of 8. This time I'm only doing 5. So
Hmm. Hmm.
everyone does something a little bit different, but for me, I cannot do the 2 a.m. when it switches back. So I don't. I
Right.
only
Yeah.
wake up 2 mornings a week very early.
I
Well,
just
I tell
realized.
them that too. I mean, I say my schedule's changing. Like I'm not going to be able to teach you, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Beijing time. It's going to be, I'm going to teach you from 7 to 9 p.m. Beijing team time now. And I say until March.
Yeah.
I just don't use the time change language. I just teacher
Mm,
schedule's changing till March,
Yeah, they don't
yeah.
because they don't. It doesn't happen in their country, so they
Hmm.
don't. And time zones in general are just confusing for everybody.
Hmm.
Like, what time is
Right.
it here? What time is it there? Don't confuse them more. Yeah, I just
Right.
say teacher schedule's changing. I change my schedule in the summer also, so
Hmm.
I go from no mornings until evenings in the summer. Like I do things throughout the year in different seasons, and so I just always communicate teachers' time is changing and the BJT times to parents. So I will
Hmm.
start writing in feedback because I'm going to be denying priority booking requests on Mondays and on Wednesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays and Sundays a bunch because I'm cutting my schedule to those 2 days a week. So
Right.
I will start writing in feedback now a little blurb that says the teacher's schedule is changing with these words in simple sentences.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's a great idea. I love your little graphic too. So do you share that on WeChat?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Good.
So
I just
I'll
realized I didn't open up all of my slots. I'm a little bit confused at myself.
whoops.
So,
I wait and send this when it starts affecting priority bookings. So
okay.
when these classes are booking 2 weeks out, then I start sending this because I
Hmm.
don't want to get
Hmm.
them all confused. So I wait and then I say effective this date. This is what the teacher's schedule will be. So
Good. Very good. I did see in a Facebook group where Amanda had to help a new teacher. Amanda, what did I say we need to make sure we mention? Oh, if you follow the times on this right here, then you are good to go.
Hmm.
So daylight savings time changes. Can you see my mouse or no? You can see
We
it.
can see it.
Yes, we
Daylight
can.
savings time, it changes right here.
Mm-hmm.
So this, you just have to follow your times on this page. So this class, Sherlock, is going to be at 5:30 here. Like, this is his time. So
Yeah. And it's there, and it's also, on any priority or booking request that you get. It's just easy, I think, especially the longer you're teaching and you're like, oh, I teach Sunny, every day at 7 a.m. or Tuesday, Thursday at 7 a.m. And then that request comes through and you're like, of course, I'm going to teach Sunny at 7 a.m. It's easy to do that. And then you realize, oh, well, wait, it's 6. And so that's what I did my first year. I didn't really pay attention to it about the time. This came around my first year of teaching. I had started getting, really full schedule. And so I was just, used to teaching, writing feedback, and going to the booking request page and just accept.
right.
And so there was about a 3-week time where I was teaching classes at 4 a.m. And I just had to do that until I got through. I realized what I'd done, and I got through those 3 weeks, and then, stopped taking them at 4 a.m. So, if you do accidentally accept 1 or 2, I would just teach it and then put in that particular feedback. I would write to that parent, I'm no longer going to be able to teach at this time, but, please book an hour later.
Good. So these 2 slots here are I think you're going to go ahead, say, I think you're going to say what
I was just about to ask you, why don't you open those bottom 2, the 8:30s on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the rest of them?
Well, I just realized I didn't open my 5:30s either. This one canceled, the 6 o'clock. That one just canceled. But these 2 are those weird ones, the ones that won't book now.
But they sometimes do. I get some grammar kids, and I get some trials sometimes.
Yeah.
So I just keep them open in general.
Oh, you're asking the 8 and 8:30
like there,
here?
Yeah, those.
Yeah. Those are set for yoga 3 days a week.
Oh.
My lives 1 day. Yeah, I use those. And you know what happens is one time I opened them and got a booking and almost forgot about it because I was so used to it. And I've heard of, I know teacher Danny, I don't know if she's here right now, but she did the same thing and totally forgot she ended up getting a short notice. And then one other teacher said they didn't even realize that it booked. So I don't chance that one.
What do you do at night? What is your Friday? Do you go down?
Normally I open from 7:30, but I have family coming in, so I just booked a couple here. But normally I do 5 on Fridays and Saturdays each, 5 each.
I see.
So.
And then I'm just doing Friday 4:30 to, which is my time, Pacific time, which in the new time schedule will be 4:30 to 5:30, 6 to 6:30. So.
Yeah. But I've been so bad. I tell you what, one way to keep bookings is not to be inconsistent because this past month, every time something cancels, I end up or doesn't book during the frenzy, I've been closing them. So I've been like, oh, I don't feel like, I'll just close it and I'll open up for short notice. And then when it's time to open up for short notice, I'm like, nah, I'll just get the extra time to sleep. So
yeah. That's easy to do.
Yeah, you're busy.
But I don't open those times either. And never have since they changed it to where they had to be off the mainland China or they were like going to be trials. I didn't have any regulars that weren't mainland China students. And I don't like teaching trials. I don't enjoy that. And it's definitely not the last thing I want to do.
Yeah.
And for me, that's
trials.
I know. For me, it's 9 and 9:30, and I'm homeschooling my children, and so I can't I read that hour is valuable. That's when I'm waking my teenagers up, and I'm like, you have to get up and do math,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I need that time. If I taught that hour, I would be teaching until 10 a.m. So I'd be getting up before the sun got up, and I would teach until 10. And that just doesn't work with, I guess, our lifestyle. So
right. My puppy just stole my teddy bear, a little puppy teddy bear. I think he realized, but he has one that looks just the same. So I was like, do I go get it? Do I just let him have it? So that's what the face was like.
Dog toys make good props.
Right? But he keeps stealing my props. I have to like
Uh-oh.
keep putting these, like making sure they're way up high because he stole my duck the other day.
Uh-oh.
Hey. Okay, so I think that's it from daylight savings and the time change. So if anybody has any other questions, please put them in the chat.
Oh, I
Well,
was
I
just gonna
did.
add.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Go
sorry.
ahead.
I
Oh,
was gonna
good.
about alarms real quick.
Hmm?
So just remember, if you have set your alarms like for the week already preset, make sure to readjust those alarms because they will be different. So what I do, a strategy that helps me is when the booking frenzy happens on Sundays, I look at my schedule for that coming week. I look and I check all my alarms and I set my alarm for the whole week. Because sometimes I'll do like if one closes like my very earliest slot, I
Mhm.
will cancel that, like close that slot and not let it be booked again because I like to sleep too. And then I'll reset the alarm so I have a little bit different. Like this morning I started at 4:30. Tomorrow I start at 3:30. So I set the alarms for the whole week. I look across my whole schedule and
Oh,
get it all set up. So for that week of daylight savings, just remember change your alarms.
yeah.
So, Amanda, can you, like, do you have it where Monday it goes off at 4 and Tuesday it goes off at 3? Like, can you set it different times for different days? I didn't know.
Yes. I have an Android phone, so
I was
I
gonna
have an
say,
alarm system inside. So the
oh,
alarm, I can say I want it to go off on this day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then
Mhm.
I want this one to go off on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, etc. So
Oh.
I can set multiple alarms with different times.
yeah.
Oh, don't tell anyone I said this. I wake up at 15 minutes I wake up
What did
16
you say?
minutes before class. So I
Wow.
wake up, I have
I didn't
everything
know you could
ready
do days. Good. Sorry.
with my shirt, like, and my outfit and my
Mhm.
water. My computer is set up, my background. So all I
Hmm.
do is go
Mhm.
to the bathroom, put this shirt on, put this lips on, put this on, and go. So that I'm already sitting in class. So I set my alarm for
Mhm.
16 minutes before class because that's my first alarm. And then the VIP kid alarm usually will come 15 minutes before class.
All
So I've
right.
got my little backup there. So that's my alarm strategy, and generally I've had good success with
I
that.
do that too. I set it for 30 minutes
Mine's
before
30.
and always snooze it. And then it goes off 8 minutes later. And it's, it's about
Yeah.
that 15-minute mark. Teaching my whatever I slept in, and I keep a hoodie, this hoodie or another one, and just put it on top and lipstick right here. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I set mine 30 minutes beforehand and throw some makeup on and take the puppy out now. So sometimes I get to makeup, sometimes I don't.
I used to do that, but now we have the filter. So it's pretty much just lipstick, but
Right.
I got you. Well,
Oh,
I was
super
just
fun.
going to say, take care of yourself. I saw in the mental health and wellness VIPKid group and some other groups, you can say no. Take care of you. It is okay to not accept that 3:30 booking request or 2:30 for Amanda, right? It is okay
Right.
to say no and do what is best for you and your family. I've been here. I've been through enough of these time changes. I'm sure Amanda has as well. That they come back. There are students that I teach in the spring that I don't teach in the fall or summer,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and
Okay.
vice versa, right? Teach them in the fall and don't teach them in the spring. So they'll come back. They're going to find you. And it's really good. A lot of times they will have another teacher for, 3 or 4 months, and then they come back to me and they've grown in areas that I couldn't help them in, or, maybe where I wasn't getting that conversation with them. They got a teacher that really focused on free talk or whatever it is. And I always feel like it was beneficial for both of us to have
Good.
that little break. And especially me, because I didn't burn myself out.
Good.
Yeah, I think I see kids in the summer that I don't see throughout the school year. I haven't seen a student in months and months and months and months and months. And so she's come back on Sundays. So guess what? I'm keeping open. I'm going to keep Sundays, but I normally would not, only
Hmm.
for her. So, like certain things happen, like kids come and go. I always remember learning English is a marathon and not a sprint. So they will have many teachers over their time of learning English. They'll try other companies, they'll come back, they'll go blah, blah, blah. It will just
Right.
be all
Yeah.
different.
And really, it's good for them because we might teach the same exact objectives, but we're going to teach them in different ways. And I think kids that learn in different ways or have different teachers and different teaching styles is better off. So,
Right. Exactly.
yeah.
I feel that way about certain units too. There are certain units and seasons with kids and units that they do very well. There are certain units that they do just not jive with, and this is terrible. And so
Yeah.
I feel like my teaching is much better when the kid jives with the content. They really understand it. They're excited to learn it. There are certain ones that they just love, and then there's certain units that I'm like wah wah wah. So it just depends on the kid. Every kid's a little bit different.
Right.
Definitely seasons and times will change.
Right. So it
Good.
goes with the kid. So right now I'm teaching two students, the same exact unit. One of them, I'm like so excited. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Let's talk about insects. Right. And then, I'll teach the girl and she doesn't want to talk about insects, And
Right.
even though I've taught her over 200 classes, I dread those classes and she dreads those classes because she
The
doesn't care,
insects, I love them.
So it's like, it's like pulling teeth to get her to talk. And you're like, well, if you could be a spider or a ladybug, which would you be? And she would like, I would be not one of them, And you're like, okay, I
She hates
wouldn't
them.
be one at all, it's just, so yeah, I get it.
I had only one out of all of the ones I've taught that was like, I don't like insects. And every time one came up, she was like, oh.
She also like makes it hard to teach because like if there's a bug on the slide, which come on, there's a bug on every slide in that unit. She like scribbles it out with her pen. I'm like, well, we need to see that sentence, Anyway, yeah, that's totally true. Different with different students.
So quick shout out, those that are here, let us know if you're here. Let's see, I see Cindy and Alexis. Hey, thanks for coming. It says there's 7 here, so say hello. Let us know that you're here.
Hi, you guys.
Okay, so anything else with the time change? If you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat and we'll get back to them. But I don't know. I think we hit everything on that.
Yes.
All right, so next up is the monthly reservations. So we had received an email on the 16th. Now, I thought everybody got the email, but I'm not quite sure. Did you guys receive an email?
I did.
I did not.
Okay, so it was on the 16th. I had to go back and look. And it
Maybe I need to look harder. But I read all my emails. I even read the weekly update every single week. So I don't know how I missed it.
Yeah, it wasn't in the update, which was interesting. Probably be there tomorrow. But
yeah, so we'll hear from Kelly.
And I think it came like as far as the VIPKid friends group came like the 16th to the 18th. Just like depending on what email batch you were in. It
What was it called? What was it called?
Monthly reservations or
monthly reservations. An introduction to monthly reservations is the topic line.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I could pull mine up, but
oh, ding dong, Amanda, I found it.
Yeah.
Oh. What day was yours on?
Friday, October 16th. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh, you know why? I know why I missed it. That was on this past Friday when I taught online for 6 hours, teachers on Zoom. So
that's
yeah,
right.
I didn't do anything else but teach on Zoom that day. So no wonder why I missed that email. Oh my goodness, I got to read that email now.
So when I messaged you, I probably should have been like, Amanda, check your email. So basically, should I pull it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's pull it up. It says,
there's so many people confused.
What's that?
There's so many people who are confused.
So it says, have you heard about monthly reservations? It's a new way to be booked that will exist alongside monthly booking requests and will give you more flexibility to manage your slots. So I like this change. I feel guilty saying no to priority requests, even though if there are 4 on there and there's one that's really not good for me, I have a hard time saying no. So what this is they will send you a series of 4 bookings. You accept them, and the first one is automatically booked, and the other 3 show as saved. And we can show you that as well, too. Have you guys gotten many of those?
Yes. I like this, too, because it's saved, and the saved ones on your booking page stay blue. So a long time ago, a rhyme they used to teach us was, if it's blue, it's up to you. So if the
Oh.
space is blue on your booking page, then you still can change it. You can cancel it or close it if it's not booked yet, right?
Right.
So see, the ones that are just open short notice on
So-
your page are blue, but then you have those ones with the names. Those are
Yes.
just saved.
So
So
Sherlock-
because they're blue, it's up to you. You can still close it, even though you accepted that monthly reservation.
And when is the
Now-
deadline to close, though? Sorry.
I was just gonna say it. Yeah.
It's the Monday. Yeah, you have to close it before the frenzy for that week.
So that
So
would be the
Sunday
2
our
weeks
time.
before that week coming
So it
up.
would be Sunday for us. The Sunday that this week would book in the frenzy,
In
you
the
would need
frenzy.
to close any classes you didn't want to book, because when that frenzy starts, they turn green. They turn booked.
That makes sense.
So one question about priority bookings, can these go over kids who have that slot already?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to allow the monthly reservation to be sent if one of the places is already taken on your schedule.
And is there going to be priority bookings anymore?
Yeah. Well, right
Yeah.
now there's both. You have to be very careful.
Yeah, that's the confusing part, because some of what you get are monthly reservations and some of them are monthly priority bookings. So the difference is monthly priority bookings all say requested. When you open up that booking request, it's going to say November 3rd, November 10th, it's going to say requested.
Right.
But when you open up a monthly reservation, it's going to say requested for the first one and then saved for the last three. And so that's why those boxes stay blue on your booking page. And as long as that frenzy for the week hasn't happened, you could still close it and there's not a penalty.
So I'm not sure if this is going to be a very good pick. No, you probably can't see it, huh? I ended up getting 5 the other day and took a quick snap so you guys could see it. And you're right. It's the first one for monthly reservations. The first one is requested and the next 3 are saved, like she was saying. So the priority bookings are all like requested. The ones in green were priority bookings because they're booked now.
I see.
And the ones in blue are saved. So
and you'll get that. I mean, they're right. The box looks the same. The accept button is in the same place. The only difference, you got 2 boxes sitting next to each other, and the only difference is going to be the reservations have the blue saved and the bookings do not. So you just have to be, everybody got this email and thought, oh, all of them are going to be like that.
Right.
And so now some teachers are kind of in trouble because they accepted them and they thought, I'm going to be able to cancel that last one, but it's green because it was a booking request. So it's just, I have no idea why they're doing this both at the same time.
And the same color too. That's very confusing. How about some pink or something?
I know.
Some neons.
Yeah, something like blinking, flashing lights. So teachers, pay attention.
Yeah,
right.
So but if you're looking on the booking page, you can, you can see it. But if you do happen to make a mistake, I like that rhyme. If it's blue, it's up to you.
And maybe look on your portal instead of accepting from your phone, just so it's a little bit clearer to see.
You can't see that on your phone.
Oh, you can't?
No, the monthly reservations one, it said that I had something come up, but then when I went to go look at it, it wouldn't let me. And Lucy West was like, go check it on your teacher portal. It's on the computer. And so that's what I had to do.
So say that again. You have to look at your phone.
No, you have to look at your portal on your computer to
not
see
the
monthly
phone.
Right. So it came up saying I had a request on my phone, but when I went to it, it wasn't there. And I'm like, Lucy, this is so weird. And she said that happened to her. And when she went to her portal, that's when she found out it was a monthly reservation.
So you get the notification, but if you don't see it, then you have to go look on your portal. So it was kind of frustrating Sunday for me because I would get the notification and then not be able to see anything and realize it's probably one of those reservations. And, for my business, I want that. I consider that right? Like job stability, right? I'm going to have a job for a
Right.
month. So I would have to then like get up or, from Sunday dinner or, watching a movie, whatever we were doing, and go to my computer. But you can get the booking request on the phone. That's what I don't understand. You can,
Right.
if it's a all requested booking request, even for classes, you see that on your phone, but you just can't see the reservations.
I see.
Let's see. So there's something on here. It says all teachers.
And I heard, oh, sorry, I was going to say about some teachers had their block on where it blocked a certain page or certain day to not book classes. And that, if you accept the monthly reservation that comes to you, it will override the block, even though you got the
Yes.
block on. So pay
Well,
attention to that too.
And that happened to me. That happened to me.
Uh-oh.
Can I ask a question about that though? When you go, I'm going to share my screen really quick. When you go to
The block is like window dressing. The block doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't stop priority booking requests.
right,
It
but
doesn't block anything. It's block for us picture wise. It's like a frame. It's not really real.
So
but
I haven't done.
out,
Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to point out this. I would like to still receive requests, alerts, and block all booking requests. So I'm wondering if people are forgetting to switch this little thing.
So that button blocks the individual priority booking requests. Like they can't take a class and then send you an like that one class 2 weeks later. But it does not block these 4 class requests.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
And so that's where I got in trouble because I had blocked it all off for our vacation coming up, and and then just to sit, I clicked block all blocking requests and or block all booking requests. So I was not really getting those individual requests. And so when this one came in, I clicked yes, and so now I'm booked. Now it's okay because it's the day after we get back, and I had just had it blocked so I could rest because I mean, come on,
who needs some rest from Disney?
Walking around Disney for 4 days and then driving home for 7.5 hours. Maybe I don't want to get up the next morning, but I'm going to get up and teach that one class. But yeah, it does book over those blocks. So
I have one I made by mistake on Sunday morning. That girl I was telling about earlier that came back after a while will be in Big Bear that weekend. So I might be canceling that one. I never cancel any. So I've got 5 cancellations I've never used. So I might just cancel that one. I'm going to wait till the day or two before, see if she cancels it herself. And then if she doesn't, I'm going to cancel that one.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So one thing I wanted to say was all future monthly reservations will be sent on Sundays. So it's every Sunday now. So it's not supposed to be during the week and stuff. So let us know if it happens for you at a different time. Wow. We'd love to know it.
So that means every Sunday I'm going to be having to come to my computer.
Bing, bing, bing.
Every Sunday we have to check. Yes.
And in a certain amount of time too, or they just disappear.
Yeah. And Sunday's quicker than other days because like there's more of a, usually it's like a 24-hour booking request. It will stay on and give you time to think. But this one's like a 5-hour, 8-hour, it'll be gone.
Oh, so. What if you're in bed? Oh, well, if it's Sunday.
It's usually the middle of the day. So like
noon. I think
true.
It's noon. It's like BJT noon for me. Noon Eastern. So
let's see. There was something else I wanted to tell you. So what is the difference between them? We kind of talked about it. I know I keep showing my screen a lot, but I think these are kind of important things to show. So let's show. Oh, I'm sending a message to you guys instead.
Oh, the difference between reservation and
yeah, it kind of shows it. Can you see? So
yeah, there you go.
So the monthly reservations, that's what we were talking about. The first one is requested and then save. The monthly booking request and the names are kind of close to me. But anyway, they all say requested. So yeah. Now isn't that? No, that's right. Okay. See, now I'm confusing myself. But so guys, if you have any other questions that we haven't answered, we still have a little bit more to go over, but come to this page, you go to support, and all I did was type in reservations. watch me not be able to spell with this live. Reservations, and the monthly reservations come up. So you can look, there was lots of information when I was going through these. So
Okay.
what do you guys think?
I always use the search function in that place there to
Yeah.
find stuff because I cannot hit the folders to find anything for the life of me.
I always go to search. Oh,
Me
you're
too.
saying these. The only time I don't use search because I know it so well is for the IT issues and guidelines when I want to do a
Oh,
VIPKid network search.
yeah. No, I always search in that box. I can never find anything when I'm looking for it using the
Hmm.
side column to navigate.
Good. So, have you seen any other questions in the Facebook groups about this? Anything you could think of that we haven't answered?
Well, just touching on the say, I mean, I've had a lot of people, they'll post the request in the friends page and they'll say, so I can accept this and cancel, the third class or whatever. And then, we'll all be like, no, that's a booking request. If you accept that, you're going to have to cancel it and it's going to be a cancellation against your contract, right? It's going to affect participation and all of that. So, just know that it has to be blue. It has to stay saved in order for you to be able to cancel it. And then you want to do that the Sunday before the frenzy. You want to close any that you can't teach.
Right, for that week. So that's essentially could be a week and a half, 2 weeks, depending on when it is. So,
And
or
a
even a week.
lot of teachers, and especially for me this particular week, I can't teach the first class, but I could teach the last three. But the first class is always automatically booked. So when I clicked to decline that, a box popped up and it said, why are you declining this monthly request? And I was able to type in there that I could teach all the last three of these classes, but I couldn't teach the first due to vacation, and I really hated that because it lets you accept the first only.
Right.
And I really wish it would say like accept first only, or accept, second only or what. I mean, I wish it would kind of give you some more options instead of only the first or nothing.
Good. Yeah, the priority booking is kind of the same way too. That it's like all or none.
Right.
So,
but it's
Hey,
accept
Danny.
first only now too. They changed it, both of them, the
Oh,
booking
really?
request and the reservations to accept first only.
Hmm.
But if you can't do the first one, you still have to decline them, even though you could teach 3 out of 4 of those classes. So I've just encouraged people, send a ticket, like, decline it and put in that box why, and then send a ticket and say, I hated to decline this request, because what's going to happen? I mean, logistically, they're going to go find a teacher. If they want to book a month out at that time, they're going to go find another teacher who can book those 4 classes. And so that's hurting your business. So I just feel like the more people who are like, I wish there was a different option, maybe the reservation saves them all. And then you could go, if the first one is the one you can't teach, maybe you could close that one. It could stay blue for a little bit. But, yeah, I just really hate that because, even, I'm a little worried about it because I had to decline 6 of them because I just couldn't do the first one.
I didn't even think about sending in a ticket for all of those starlights that were trying to book me. And I could do the first 3, but I couldn't do the 4th one, or I could do, 3 out of the 4. I never thought to put in a ticket for that, but I still get lots of starlight ones.
And the priority booking request is not from teacher perspective. We're not asking for it. This is what parents want. Parents who have regular teachers, it's frustrating for them that every single week they have to be on Monday on their phone to fight for the spot that they want. So they're taking parents' feedback from the company of what parents are looking for. So if you're a person that's not accepting those 4-week requests because you're hoping for short notice to come in the future, remember that the ball gets rolling. So like people start getting those 4-week bookings, they find teachers who take them, they're going to go with those 4-week teachers, and the short notices are drying up. So I
Yeah.
personally, I will accept the 4 bookings that I can. Teach a set schedule of certain classes on certain days. I will not accept the others because of the time change coming. I've got to sleep through the winter. I cannot be awake all winter long. And my intention is to accept those kids in those particular spots. I will not do only short notice, which is actually what I did last fall and through the winter. I only opened 2 mornings a week, and all the PPT slots, I
Yeah.
didn't take any priority booking requests. And I told my parents, if you want to get these spots, you got to be away 24 hours in advance to get the short
When
notice.
you're
Well, that's
opening.
really risky, even for me as a veteran, because there are not enough students looking for short notice classes. So now they're opening 4-week bookings. Kids are going to get in the slots they want and stay, and they're not going to be shopping around as much. So the biz has changed. And if you're not changing with how the business is going and the ball is rolling, you're going to be left
Yeah.
behind. So
Right.
my
The biz
suggestion
is
is
changing. I
the biz
like
is
it.
changing. Yeah. My suggestion is go for all those priority bookings that you can. Set up a set schedule that you teach the same classes all the time. Build your business. That's how you do it. So
That's right.
I can move my schedule where I want to
Mhm.
because I have loyal regulars that follow me, because I accept every single one of their booking requests that I can teach. I am not doing 7 days a week at 3 in the morning, but I will do others that I can. And they know
Yeah.
my winter time is coming. Teacher Amanda's going on holiday. Not really. I'm going
So,
on sleep holiday.
with all of these things, I mean, time change, priority bookings, priority reservations, um, this is the way that you're going to build your business. So you want your parents to be happy. So
Yeah.
if you have a parent who wants to be booked for 4 weeks out, so they know, every Tuesday, Thursday, Sally's taking a class, then, I mean, you have to be the teacher who's going to be willing to do that.
Yeah.
And when Amanda first started, it was, oh, this job is so flexible. You teach when you want, and you don't have to teach if you don't want to. And it's, you can close them the day before or whatever, open them the day before. And I love it. I'm going to steal her phrase. The biz is changing because it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
I really feel like, the teachers weren't saying, I want to be booked a month out. Like I rarely hear that from a teacher. I sent that in. This is something I asked for. This was the parents focus groups that were, asking for structure because they're so
Mhm.
scheduled in their life, right?
Mhm.
School and extracurricular and tutors and testing and all
Yeah.
of that they want the structure and the schedule of even their VIPKid classes.
Yes, they want their set time on their certain day that works for them with the
Right.
Mhm.
teacher that they want. And so
That's
if you want to fill all your slots, you got to
right.
be a teacher in desperate need for parents to get you, and you
Mhm.
have to be customer service driven. You work with them to
Mm-hmm.
get slots that work, except for teacher Amanda who cuts her schedule, but other times you work with your parents to get the days of the week. So
Yeah.
purposely I'm doing Tuesdays and I'm doing Fridays because they're split up days. I looked at my schedule to see what days are most consistent. I also looked at the holidays. Thanksgiving is on a Thursday. Well, I don't want to teach on a Thursday. I'm not teaching on Thanksgiving morning. So instead of cutting that day that week, I moved it to Friday, to Black
Mhm.
Friday, which I'll be awake at 3 in the morning on Black Friday shopping. But like Christmas. So I looked ahead at the
Mm-hmm.
holidays on what those days were, and I picked my winter schedule: Tuesday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh,
Tuesday,
okay.
Friday.
And so that
Great.
consistency is key. Whenever people are asking me, Frenzy's coming, I want to get booked, I don't have my bookings, I'm like, open up your schedule consistently. Even
Yeah.
though they can't book you 3 weeks out, if you're open a month out, and now with the monthly request, especially, if you are open a month out consistently, and so that parent knows you're going to
Mhm.
be teaching 7 o'clock every Wednesday morning, that's going to help you with that parent who wants 7 o'clock Wednesday classes, right? If
Yes.
you're opening 6 classes here and 2 and 3 and 4,
Mhm.
and then the next week you open 4 every day, and the next week you only work one day, right? That, I feel like as a parent, I'd be stressed out if I was looking at that and trying to make sure
Right.
this teacher was going to be available. So consistency is key with your schedule.
Yeah, and you'll see your bookings drop if you're not consistent.
That's right. That's right. You will.
Or
I was allowing them to drop though.
if you
What's that?
try short notice all the time. So if that's your strategy to
Mhm.
wait to open your bookings and not accepting priority booking requests, very risky, even for a veteran whose classes people really want.
Mhm.
I don't, because I have open slots. And remember, even short notice, I make $2 extra every class. One slot not booked is worth to me 7 short notices. So if you think of the math and you go back and look at the money that you're actually trying to get, it's
Right.
not worth it to have
Mhm.
open slots. And the likelihood of those slots filling is not very high. Mine are not filling. I am
Mm.
getting some classes I'm having PPT slots that are not getting short notice booked. And golly, I've been around a while and I have lots of 5 Apple ratings. I'm a 5.0 teacher, even though I had a teacher no-show cancellation recently. But in general, like I fill every slot that I open, and I am
Mhm.
not. I have got open slots and I really shouldn't, and they are not booking short notice
Yeah.
because the short notice biz is drying up.
I've
I've
been
never
fortunate.
done that really.
Really.
I mean, when I do, it's because somebody canceled, so I just click short notice again. If
Right.
it's it, like if I'm already going to be up, right? So if I'm
Yeah.
teaching 7 to 7:30, and my 8 o'clock class is the one that canceled, then I'll open it short notice.
Mhm.
But similar to what we started this conversation with, I don't like to teach trials, and that is 100% what I get if I open short notice. I'm
Mhm.
Usually
getting
me
a
too.
trial.
But the last two, I had a level 4 and a level 2 this morning. I was like, $2 extra to teach a student I had before and a level 2. Okay.
All right, that's
I
awesome.
know. So I was like, oh.
I only get one trial. It is the pre-VIP. It is the apple, banana, and ball trial.
Me
Melissa.
too.
The only one I ever get because
Not
I've
me.
converted kids on that trial. So the way the secret of trials works, there is a list
Mhm.
of teachers that have had conversions of trials. The
Mhm.
parents want a certain slot. The sales team looks for that slot. They book that slot and then they search through the list of teachers that have had conversions. If
Mhm.
that teacher has an open slot, they book you for the trial. So
That's right.
again, it's all about building your business, and that's
Mhm.
why it takes so long for teachers to get bookings. That's
Makes
why
sense.
if you're doing short notice, like it's a numbers game, it's a conversions
Yeah.
game to get trials, and that's why I never get any other trial. I want the jungle trial. Come on,
That's
Oh my
I
me.
gosh,
want to
I
walk in
got
the
it the other
jungle.
day. They
Yeah.
booked me. I always get apple banana ball, and that's what I thought it was, and I was all ready. Like I've got my
Yeah.
my trial basket ready, and that's all it's got in it at this point because I know that's the trial I'm going to get. But I got into that class, and they had switched it. And the firemen gave me a message. They said we switched this trial, 20 minutes ago or something, and so it was the jungle trial, and I was like, oh
Uh,
my gosh, yes, it's a
that
new
is
trial.
that's my highest conversion was the jungle trial. I converted 19 in 1 month off that jungle, and I never get the jungle anymore. Okay, guess the trial that I get. Are you ready?
Starlight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well,
This
crap.
is the Starlight, the C
Trial.
one. Yep.
Oh,
This is level 1, and the other one is Mystery Island, the
oh.
level 3. And if you have a good reader, that one can be pretty cool. But if you have someone that's struggling, that
I've
was a
been
little bit difficult.
I've been certified for Starlight and Starlight Trial since it came out,
Me
and I
too.
never gotten one. Never
I
Zilcho.
trial
almost
class nothing.
I think it's almost 50-50 now with my major courses and Starlights. Half of my money is coming from Starlights now.
Wow,
And I
I've never
recommend
had.
it. If I
Yeah.
have an older
Well,
child that's
thank you.
struggling reading, I'm like, because that's what it was for. I mean, I did the certification, right?
Yeah.
So I know what the class is for, what it
Mm-hmm.
was geared towards. So I will recommend, hey, go take a Starlight trial, try the Starlight classes, and then I won't see them again. And I'm like, well, some Starlight teacher got
Send me a list of names. I'll let you know.
I'm doing level 6 now. I never had level 6 students.
Uh-huh.
I've been certified since level 6 certification open for most
Yeah.
people. So over a year. Zilcho level 6, not a 1. And so what happened is my regular moved from level 5 to level 6. He
Mm-hmm.
gives 5 apples every single class,
Oh,
every
nice.
single class. So now I've taught the level 6 classes that are the same ones he did. So again, it's all about those 5
What they
apples.
see.
It's all
Mhm.
about me having
Wow.
taught that class to get myself bumped up in the search for the class to be booked. So I have
Nice.
6s now when I never had any before. I have no level 7s. I'm certified for 7. I won't get any of those until my regular gets up to 7. Well, gonna be a
Right.
while, but like that's how it works. I never had anything but 1s, 2s, and 3s. Then my
Hmm.
regular went to 4. Now I have 5s. Now I have 6s. So it's all about the time that you are with the kids and the
Mhm.
your
Yeah.
regulars that you build and grow your business.
That is so interesting because you're absolutely right. When I first started, I had a bunch of level 1s and 2s. Like, remember all my baby days I was telling you guys about? And now, baby days, I have some still, but once they started moving up, I don't have very many. I only have 2 level 1s
Mhm.
now, when that was most of my day. I'd have 6 level 1s in a day, and I'm like, oh, I think that's when I
Mhm.
started cutting back my hours.
Yeah.
It's 5 apple feedback. It's the feedback that bumps
Interesting.
you up in the search.
Great.
It's an algorithm that they can search for. If they want to search
True.
for a 5 apple level 1 teacher, that's when you're going to show up because you have 5 apples for that level. And the LP can be even more specific, right? If the
Yes.
teacher's
Right.
going into, or if the student's going into level 1 unit 6, they can look for 5 apple teachers in level 1 unit 6 for those parents. They can
Great.
be a little bit more specific. So
Which
um
is why when you're new, you're not getting any bookings
yeah.
because you have no 5 apples. So if
Mm.
you have a big list of 10,000 people and you have people like 6,000 of them who have 5 apples for that particular class, and then it sorts through, are they open for that time with an open slot? Do they
Hmm.
teach the level I'm looking for? If you are a person without any 5 apples for hardly any classes, you're never going to pop up to the top for parents to
Right.
see your profile
Yeah.
to pick you. So
Yeah.
that's why when you first start, it is so hard. In my first month, 19 classes. My second month, 45 classes. My third month, 63 classes. I have a master's degree and 15 years of teaching experience. And
Hmm.
I'm Amanda Panta. Like, come on. I was like, where's my students? It was frustrating because
Yeah.
I wanted to work. I was ready. And it really took 90 days, 3 months for me years
Mhm.
ago when I started to get things going. So I
Wow.
just if that was my experience, imagine what it is now when
Yeah.
booking slots are extremely competitive,
Mhm.
when there are more students and more teachers with slots open of all different
Hmm.
hours because of distance learning. I mean, people, it's a hard time now. It
It's
was
a
Yeah.
hard when I started.
yeah. So I have a question just to get your guys' opinion on this. There's some talk about the 5 apples being automatic. Like if the teacher, I mean, if the parents don't give the teacher automatic rating, like if they don't go in and give them 1 to 5 apples,
Mm.
it's the system will automatically assign that class 5 apples. Um, so do you think that's going to help this problem of teachers not having any Apple ratings, or do you think it's going to kind
Mm.
of devalue the point of that system?
Yeah.
I think
That's what they did with the TESOL, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that's where it kind of came from.
what's that
Yeah.
with the TESOL? I missed that.
That if so, once you finished the TESOL, you needed 10 5 apple feedbacks
Mm-hmm.
to consider your cert
Certification.
to
Yeah.
get your certificate. Um, so if a parent didn't leave 5 apples within 10 days, then it automatically was considered a 5 apple, or if they left something lower. So, um, but I do, yeah, I don't know, because does
I
Yeah.
think it's a double-edged sword.
it
I
is,
know. I
So
yeah,
know.
so if you are teaching quality classes and to have the option available where they had to leave an apple for you and it automatically popped up and it was there for them and you're going to get a 5 apple, great. But if your classes are and then it's
yeah,
automatically going to pop up to remind them, they're going to give you a low apple and you're going to get a
Mm-hmm.
lot more lower apples. So I don't know.
So
Like
see, that's not the system though that's they're talking about right now. That's not
right,
what's going around in parent focus groups. It's if they don't leave a review in a certain number of days, that class automatically gets 5 apples. No
So
pop-up,
all of these,
no reminder. It's just going to be considered a 5-apple class.
right. So it's probably,
So,
it could help teachers that are
Mhm.
maybe not 5-apple teachers get some 5 apples, or the teachers that are 5-apple teachers that just do not get feedback. But on the other hand, teachers that constantly get this good 5-apple feedback from teaching great classes and should be moved up. You know, like you
Right.
were saying, you're
Right.
level 4 5-apple feedback teacher, you're up here. Well, if everybody is getting these 5 apples,
Right.
then
Does it
are you still going to
devalue
be
that
there?
system? Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's not, it's definitely not something that's happening now. It's not immediate, but it is in the works. It's in the parent focus groups.
Interesting.
And it's being talked about because you hear it a lot on official, right? Why don't they require the parents to leave feedback, you know?
Yeah.
And I think with the raises not being tied to, this is just me thinking, but with the raises not being tied to apples, right?
Mhm.
What if this is kind of, you know, it's not going to monetarily, it's not going to affect the company, so
Right.
they can do this, they can consider every class 5 apples. But I think I was thinking about it, and so if you were a parent who wasn't really happy with a class, you know, but you weren't really, you know, wasn't a 5-apple class, but you didn't really want to hurt that teacher's livelihood, you're just going to not book that teacher again, right? You're just going to not do it. You're going to go find another teacher. But if the system automatically gives that teacher 5 apples and you weren't really satisfied, then you might go back and change that to a 4-apple or a 3-apple, right? So I see it kind of hurting
there might be
that
more
teacher too.
Yeah, there might be more negative feedback,
more lower apples.
Yeah.
Because they know it defaults to a 5. And if it really wasn't a 5 class, uh-oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, I don't know.
So yeah, I don't know either. I kind of hope they send a survey out. I have no background information on this, you guys, but I kind of hope they send out of like a survey on the app to the teachers asking us, because I know feedback is low. And I know people kind of get stuck in 4-apple jail. Like I know all this.
And 105 apples nowadays is very hard to come
taking
by.
a long time to get.
Even for me, like I get a good amount of 5 apples, but they are trickle. Like it's a water trickle. Trickle, 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 trickle. So,
right.
Yeah.
I never had a lot of 5-apple feedbacks. I mean, I am a 5-apple teacher. I've only had 5 apples except for the 2 that were invalidated because they weren't for me. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, anyway, I just wondered. I mean, it's not imminent. It's not coming this month or anything, but I know that that's something they're talking to the parents about, and just wondered, just wonder what your opinion would be.
Yeah, I could see it both ways. Yeah. I don't know. We're all like,
I'm not worried. I get lots of 5 apples. Like I really work hard. I built my business. I know what I'm doing. Like but there are some classes that are not so great. So there's always a risk every single time. I feel like, oh man, that was a sucky class, or my green screen was going crazy, or something wild happened with technology, with IT issues. Like stuff happens. So I don't know. I think it's a double-edged sword. We'll see how it turns out.
But don't you think it could take away from you being a 5-apple teacher?
Yes.
If all of these teachers are just getting 5 apples just because.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I have my regulars and I built my business.
That's true. As a veteran, I guess, yeah, that's true.
It's not going to hurt the veterans, but does it hurt the new teachers who?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what we didn't do at the beginning was give your channels, your Facebook groups, and everything a shout out. I'm going to check the chat one more time and make sure there's no questions. Let's see. Hey, Micah. Hey, Giselle. Hey, Kelly. The sales team likes to automate the booking process as much as possible. It keeps the parents burning through sessions, and in theory, they will gain competency more quickly, while at the same time giving the parents maintain some choice over who their teacher will be. It's a great idea. That's the same as if nobody gets any apples, isn't it?
Yeah, the apple system, yeah.
Right. Nice seeing you. Don't forget to take a walk outside, ladies. I know I've been on one walk. I've got one more for today.
Yeah, that's right. If they automate the bookings, they'll go through their package faster, then they'll spend more money to buy the next package. If they can get the teacher that they really want on a set schedule. So that's another benefit to having monthly bookings.
Yeah, which
I
helps
didn't
us
think
in
about that.
return. Our company
Yeah,
is still
definitely.
flourishing.
Yeah.
So, all right, Melissa, you want to shout out?
Yeah, so I'm Teacher Melissa. Find me on VIPKid Friends Facebook page.
Good.
And
I love that.
Amanda Panda Teacher, I want to share that I have this most fun freebie this week. It is Trick or Treat Doors. You open the door when you give the reward, and inside is chocolate or other fun things like monsters. It is amandapandateacher.com. It's in my blog, but if you sign up for my email list, I send you a freebie every single week. This week is something fun. Next week is something even funner. So every single week, new emails with great fun stuff.
Awesome.
Great.
Yay.
And I'm Kasie Oswald. Feel free to check out my website at what is my website?
Kate,
Teachingwithkasie.com. I don't know anymore, guys.
3 a.m. brain, 3 a.m. brain.
Right? I didn't even get up at 3. Oh, that's not true. I did to take the puppy out. See, it's puppy brain. So please feel free to go check out Teacher Melissa and Amanda. And thank you guys for always coming on. All right,
Okay.
we'll see everybody
Thanks.
later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
See you later.